welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm your host, Bernadette. Joining me today, all the way from Poland, is Jonathan. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show. We were talking about, where I live that you've been here before.
Yes, yeah. I
Yeah.
lived in your neighborhood for many, many years, and yeah, it's weird how 6 months later when I'm on halfway across the world, we're connecting and we
Yeah,
probably crossed paths when we were living in the same neighborhood. Yeah.
most likely. Yeah, that's really cool. How is Poland treating you? What's the weather like, the food, the culture?
The weather in the summertime is very similar to I'm looking this way because my window's this way.
Yeah.
The weather is very similar to Calgary in the summertime and then quite mild, a little bit rainy in the winter, but I'm used to that. Not quite as cold as Calgary, but still it's very, very nice weather. And I love the culture, love the food.
Mhm.
My mother-in-law, she always cooks amazing meals for us. So I think I've gained a few pounds, which I'm happy with.
Yeah, that's awesome that the food is good. Yeah, yeah. So, Jonathan, to start, can you tell us who are you? What is it that you do and how do you do it?
Well, my name is Jonathan McLean, and for the last oh uh, well, as long as I've been alive, I think I've gone through some kind of healing things. Way back when I was a preteen, I dreamt of being a priest actually, and I would have little pretend church um, masses in my living room or in my bedroom. And then as the year progressed, I stepped away from the church and went more into meditation and then I fell down the mountain in the Himalayas. And after that, I just went really, really deep into all of the different healing modalities, mostly to heal the trauma that I'd been through, and then after that to heal all the other stuff, any kind of childhood traumas. And the best one that I came across was human design, and that's treated me very well for many years, and 12-step groups and one-on-one therapy. And if you can think of it, I've probably done it. Yeah. So my main modality is just sitting down, one-on-one coaching people and then helping be the mirror to say, "Oh, this is what I see. Do you see this as well?" And that's my main coaching style, but I use all of the other tools from my history as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. You're the second guest that I've interviewed this week that talked about human design. So maybe it's a sign from the universe that it needs to
Okay.
be explained more. She did tell me what it meant for her. I'd love to hear what does that mean to you and for you, and how do you use it to heal?
Mm. Human design for me is it's like a personalized map how to move through the world in the most effective way possible. For myself, I'm a projector, and I know that as a projector, I have to wait for invitations to come to me. So the way that I started getting onto podcasts as a guest was from an invitation from somebody to say, "Hey, go check out, you know, being a guest on podcasts." And hence the next step was to start, just looking around to see who was looking for guests.
Mhm.
So that's the one part of human design that's really helped me. And then the second one is my decision making style, which is I'm called a splenic projector. So I've got this tiny little voice deep down inside my gut that just kind of just says little things to me very quietly and very subtly. And I listen for that to see if this is a good thing or not a good thing to keep going with. So the coaching that I do with human design as a tool, I very, very much focus in on what is this person's human design chart like, right? Are they a manifestor, or are they a generator, or are they projector, or any of the types, any of the authorities, those are the decision-making tools. And that's really helped me live a much easier life.
Mm.
And everybody that I've seen and that has also used the tool has really gotten much more, yeah, much more ease, and life just happens much easier, as well as when one is in a healing process, those answers that are needed come out once you're in alignment.
Mm.
Do you know what your human design type is?
No, no.
No? Oh, okay. Well,
Can someone have more than one? Because I feel like I'm many different people.
no. Well,
That's,
there are different aspects to a human design chart where one could feel like one might have multiple personalities, where
yeah,
so there's we can get into the details and the nitty-gritty if
yeah,
you want, or I
yeah.
can actually bring up your chart if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or okay, yeah. So, what I see here for your human design chart is you are what's called a generator. One
Oh,
of the one of the coolest designs
hmm.
in the world. So you're one of about 30 to 35% of the population as a generator. And then so you have the energy, this go-go juice where you can
Yeah.
just get into a project and you can just the nickname is like that dog on the bone energy. Just just laser focused. And
Yeah.
not only that, you also have this channel that gives you that doubles that power where you can identify what you need to focus on and then you can focus on it and just keep going.
Yeah.
So what you had said, you'd felt like there might be, oh, you might be multiple, of these designs.
Oh, yeah.
And you have what's called a split definition.
Mm.
So you've got two centers defined that are connected to each other, and then you've got another two centers that are defined that are also connected to each other. But those two clusters, those two definitions can't actually directly connect with each other unless you're in the right kind of circumstances.
Mm.
So you at one point in time you'll have really laser focus on what you need to do to get the work done,
Mhm.
but then on the other side you can have this opportunity to think more about your tribe and your community and what is going to be healthy and really emotionally safe for your community.
Yeah.
Have you found that in your life?
Definitely. Absolutely. I feel like I'm an octopus. All right. I feel like I'm 20 different persons separately. I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing this, and somehow I get things done. I do a little here and then a little there and then a little here, and it gets done. And I find joy in doing it. I don't feel suppressed or depressed about it. I'm just
Mm.
go, go, go and get it done because it needs to.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I
Very
love that.
accurate. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And then of course there are a lot of different aspects to the chart that we won't get into right now, but it's
That's so
um,
cool. Yeah.
that's my preferred modality that I work with, and then of course just the one-on-one conversations as well.
Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're very welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, so what were you looking at to come up with what you did? Obviously you needed information. Is it a
Yes.
program, a system, books, or what is it?
So there are many online tools that you can access where you can just say human design charts. You can Google that and then you'll be able to put in all of your information. Most important, birthday, birth month, birth year, birth time, and birth location.
Mm,
With all of that, it creates this chart that is looks kind of like the chakras, but there's two extra centers. So there's this nine-centered chart that is in this body, hence the body graph, the human design body graph. And all of those different centers are connected by different lines. And and when you are born, at the time of your birth, the calculation is made for the astrological chart
Mm,
for you.
yeah. Yeah.
The astrological chart then um, tells the human design system where to activate certain gates, they're called. They're little nodes with numbers. And you'll when you look at the chart, you'll see the little red or a black line coming off of one of those.
Hmm.
And then 88 degrees of solar arc before your birth date, the calculation is done again. And
Yeah.
this gives you another more subconscious design of yours.
Mm.
That all together, and there's your human design chart in a nutshell.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yeah, let's talk about healing. How do you integrate human design into healing?
For me, it comes down to the energy type and the authority. So the energy type, so myself as a projector, yourself as a generator, we have different ways of supposed to be, according to human design, how we're supposed to be operating in the world. So
Mhm.
you, as a generator, you're supposed to respond. If you hear something, if you see something and your system goes, oh, that sounds good, and then you're drawn to that, that is your body responding. That's how you're supposed to be interacting with the world. And so in the healing sessions that I do, in the guidance that I provide, I go, what is your energy type? Okay, what is your strategy? Are you supposed to respond? And then when the person starts to respond more, especially in a healing setting, we can have 12 different healing modalities in front of ourselves, like Reiki all the way through to ayahuasca. But how do you decide which one to go with, right?
Mhm.
Then I say, okay, well, what are you responding to? What naturally brings out that joy and that draw for you?
Mhm.
That's the first indicator. And so I help people really step into that so that they can guide themselves forwards
Mhm.
through their life with human design as kind of the anchor point.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
love
that
that.
this
That's
can
really cool.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and this can be applied to anything from healing to eating to sleeping to work to friendships, anything that you want to feel more in line with. Just look at it through the lens of human design, and there's the answer for you.
Yeah. It's like a map. If that
Exactly.
makes sense, it's a map and it shows
Exactly.
exactly where you need to go. And then maybe once you get to the destination, there's more clarity on
Absolutely.
how to get to the next destination.
Yes, yeah, we don't need to know where we're going to die, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, we don't need to have that roadmap all the way every year, every month, spanned out for the next 50, 60, 70 years.
Mhm.
We just need to know what to do next, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's where most of us get stuck because we want to know all of it.
Oh,
But
yes.
life doesn't work that way because
Nope.
we don't stay in the present moment to digest and be in the moment and present of the now. We want to know everything, what's going to happen in 10, 20 years, and life just doesn't work that way, from my experience at
Absolutely.
least. How about yours?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you in the last 2 months, I've really felt like I've been in this fog where like I can't see more than a day ahead. Like I don't know what's going on. So I just put my hands up and I go, okay, well, what's my energy type, right? I'm supposed to wait for invitations and I'm supposed to listen to my spleen to tell me what to do. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't think about what to do in 5 years from now or even 5 minutes from now. And it's been honestly, it's been a little bit frustrating. Like just this morning, I went through a little bit of a pity party. I just had just moments of like, what am I doing? And the fog felt like it was really, really like claustrophobic almost. But you know what? We all get into that mode, and
Yeah. Yeah.
thank goodness I've got people around me that can remind me that, yes, you're okay, Jonathan. It'll
Yeah.
be fine. Pat me on the shoulder a little bit, give me a hug.
Yeah, yeah. As you're sharing that, I just had a vision, of those very, very nice grandmothers that just slap the kid on the ear, get,
Oh,
snap out of it. It kind of, yeah, we need those people. Most of us
absolutely.
don't like that. People have to share what they see because we can't always see in us what other people see. And how they
Absolutely.
tell us what they see doesn't always sit well with us.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you have any kind of experiences where that like really was prominent, where somebody slapped you across the face?
Well, not physically. I would say my doctors did. My,
Oh, really? Okay.
my psychiatrist.
Mm,
It's tough love, and now that I've grown and I'm in this place and space, I can see it wasn't to harm me. Also, my family, my mom, right? It's like snap out of it, and I had to snap myself out of it because I used to live in this loop of victim mentality. This is happening
mm,
to me. It's everybody's fault. I'm angry. No, it's not. And I can choose to get out of it. And only me
yes,
can pull myself out of it. Doesn't matter how much help I get, how much talking I do. If someone doesn't want to do the work, then there's only so much people can do for them.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with the mindset, and then slowly, once the mindset is changed, the words start to change, and then look at that, the reality starts to change as well.
Yeah, yeah. So earlier you talked about the small voices,
Yes.
of trauma. I feel that those are thorns for me. Like I have so many
Mm.
of them. I keep bumping into them, and it's a constant struggle. And I know I'm not
Mm.
alone in that. How can people overcome those and learn to recognize the truth in them?
Oh, I love this. I love this topic. This is one of my favorite topics. Okay. The way I love asking questions. So I've instead of bugging everybody else and asking them questions, I'm like, oh, I can ask myself questions too. Surprise.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I get stuck in a thought loop and I bump into those thorns, okay, so then I start to ask myself, is this my rational mind or is this trauma? And on the surface, with the whatever voice you've got going on inside of your head, you can rationalize almost anything. I can anyway.
Hmm.
So I go, okay, this is the situation. This is what I think I'm supposed to do. So let's say um, I've got this mug in front of me where I've got some tea in it. If there is some trauma related to me drinking tea out of a mug, that would affect my thought system, right?
Hmm.
So I go, okay, I want to have some little bit of water to drink. Okay. Well, why do I want to have that water to drink? Okay. Well, if I don't drink anything, I will be more thirsty. Okay. Well, what happens if I'm more thirsty? Well, then maybe eventually I'd be, um, just so dehydrated I can't think properly. Okay, well, what happens then? And I keep asking questions and go all the way down to the root of things.
Hmm.
Maybe the mug was a bad idea. Um, but maybe, okay, going to a party instead.
Hmm.
I've been invited to a party and I really think I should go. well, why should I go? Okay, well, if I don't go, somebody might think I'm a bad friend. Okay, well, what if somebody thinks I'm a bad friend? Well, then they might not invite me to another party. Okay, well, what happens if I don't get invited to another party? Well, then I might not have that friend anymore. Okay, well, what happens if I don't have that friend? I might not have any friends anymore. And then usually, if it's from a trauma place, that ends in death, unlovability, or like being alone.
Mm,
So
yeah.
that's I go down that path of thought and questions. And if I end up there, I'm like, okay, well, what do I really want to do instead? And then I do the exact same thing over again with the opposite or what I might think I want to do.
Mhm.
The same kind of thing would come to if I want to have a quiet night into myself. Question, 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 question. And then if I end with, well, it's undis I can't explain why. I just need to, and it's not ending in death or unlovability. It's usually like my higher self or my subconscious or something that's saying, you need to do this, Jonathan. You need to just spend the night alone and journal and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of questioning way that I go through things, and I encourage people to do that same line of questioning as well for
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. As you were explaining, I was envisioning a spiral. Like
Mm,
we can spiral up or spiral down. That's what I was seeing
yes,
the whole time. And it
yeah,
depends on the speed that we're spiraling. Because if you
hmm
go from spiraling to crashing down, that's when we really crash. But if you slowly spiral, you can process every ring that you're going down in, if that makes sense. I
yeah,
use I use
absolutely.
pictures to talk. Sometimes people are like, my kids are like, what are you talking about? That's how I talk. I use pictures.
Yeah, metaphors are one of the best ways to be able to
Yeah,
translate information. And I
yeah,
mean that's human nature, right? If you look at cave paintings, it's stick men with, little stick
yeah,
figures of, things that they were hunting. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, definitely. I'd love to talk about your NDE, or did you had more than one NDEs?
I I've had one major one. I might have had others. But this it's yeah, to have
Let's talk about
one
the
one
major one.
NDE.
Let's talk.
Well, like
What
like I
happened?
said, like I said at the beginning of our conversation, I went traveling. I was in the Himalayas, and then I fell down off a mountain. That was the near-death experience.
Mm,
First things first, if you're traveling overseas or if you're traveling anywhere, buy travel insurance.
yep.
Absolutely, absolutely necessary. I spent, what was it, like 200, $300 Canadian for an extensive travel insurance package, and they ended up paying out 150,000 Canadian dollars. Like, won
Well,
the lottery.
wow.
So, so the what happened is we were hiking along day 10 of a 3 week long hike. And the 9 people that I was with, we had all had to go across this landslide area. And all 9 people had gone across. And then I was the last one to start. And I got halfway. I don't know what happened. I've got 3 memories of that day. And me falling was not one of them. Or
Yeah,
me initially falling was not one of them.
yeah.
Although a split second later, I do have a memory from that. Tripped, ground let loose. I lost my footing. Who knows what happened, but supposedly I fell completely silently
Yeah.
and just nothing. And the first thing that made contact with the ground was my head. So I've got a scar to prove it.
Mhm.
And that made contact with a boulder.
Ooh.
15 feet of falling later. And then I tumbled and slid for another 75-ish feet. So all in all, I've covered about 90 feet of ground from where I started to where I ended, which was a dried creek bed at the very bottom of this slope that we were at.
Mhm.
So after that, the people that I was with, which who I'm very, very lovingly refer to as my angels, they organized themselves. They went, called a helicopter, got supplies, came down to rush and take care of me. Then they put me onto a makeshift stretcher, got me all the way up to the next town that we were going to, and then they kept me alive for the night.
Wow.
And then the next thing I remember was about a week later,
Mhm.
uh, which
Wow.
kind of happens with head injuries. And you kind of lose some memory.
Yep. Yep. It does. Wow.
So
Wow.
the one main memory that I've got of that fall.
Mhm.
So I said that I don't know how I fell, but right as I noticed that I was falling, there was something in me that just said, just let go.
Mm.
And I did. And here I am as a result. You know, they I'm not sure if you've heard about when vehicles get into collisions and there's a drunk driver involved.
Mhm.
So the drunk driver usually walks away relatively unscathed, whereas the individuals that were sober usually walk away with way more injuries. And that's because we tighten up, we tensen our whole body just so that we can brace for that impact. But
Mhm.
if we let go like a drunk person, we there's nothing there's no more force on the body to
Yeah.
break one's neck or arms or anything like that.
Mhm. Wow.
So that's the main thing that I've been trying to remember. Just let go. Just let go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite the story. That's incredible and also not incredible, to have gone through that. Um,
It was exactly what I needed.
mm,
I would not recommend it for anybody and everybody because
yeah.
yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're
I've
welcome.
I've listened to quite a bit of different stories of NDEs.
Mhm.
It goes from mild to wild and very wild. When you were falling, obviously you heard to let go. Did you see anything, felt anything around you? Did you look at the light, found a light?
I I don't have any memory of light or seeing anything. It was just like a permeating voice that in
Mm,
me that said, just let go.
yeah.
I probably either was close to crossing over or maybe even crossed over
Mhm,
when I was kept alive for the night.
mhm.
Because I mean oh, that was over 12 hours that I was on the mountain in after I had fallen before the helicopter came and picked me up.
Oh,
So at some point in time, I might have gotten close to crossing over.
yeah.
And do
Hmm.
I know if I did?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Yeah. But
Yeah.
the main thing was that voice that just permeated.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I've actually carried that into my day-to-day life as well. If I'm spiraling and I go out of control and I
Mhm.
just keep in these thought loops where, should I go to that party? Oh, yes, I should. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Oh, yes, I should. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Right? That back and forth and that negative
Yeah.
thought spiral that one can get into. What I do is I say, God, I can't handle this. Please just take this and do what you can.
Yeah.
I'm letting go of the situation. I've got no control over this. And of
Mhm.
course, you can enter whatever name you want,
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
universe, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's where I go is to,
Mhm.
okay, just let go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
So sorry I don't have more of like what that
Oh,
light might be like
oh
might be
no.
like.
Whatever you share is meant to be shared. It's never not enough. So thank you for
Hmm.
sharing. Yeah.
Okay.
How did that
Welcome.
change your mindset?
Mm. Um, Before the experience, I was very much in a toxic giving state
Mm,
where I was not letting myself receive, and I would just give and give and give and really do that in a very negative way. So as a result, that pushed me into a state of having to receive because right after that experience, I was paralyzed on my right side. My left arm had significant nerve damage, and I couldn't even feed myself. I couldn't bathe. I couldn't do anything. So I really had to open myself up and receive. And that really moved things forward in terms of mindset of where it used to be and got me more onto this trajectory of being open to receiving.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing. So tell us more about your program or coaching. How do you help your clients and why do you help them to that?
Well, why? That's easy because everyone deserves to know themselves at their core.
Mm,
And I believe that everyone has this tiny little spark in them that that is their soul. And no matter who you look at, everyone has that perfect, impure, like just beautiful, natural, graceful state. It's
mm,
just a matter of how many layers of crap we've built up around
mm,
that little piece that causes us to do things like, act like Stalin or Hitler or, Chairman Mao, right?
yeah.
Any one of those leaders that has killed millions and
Mm,
millions of people, innocent people, that comes from this place of those protective layers that one has built around one's divine nature.
mhm,
So in the coaching, I I hold up the mirror and I say, look, this is what I see. And then I help them identify what places where there might be, those thorns that might still be harming them.
mhm,
And and then once we see a thorn, then we talk about it gently and then get to this point where there can be gratitude for the thorn.
mm,
Uh, yeah, because when you look at it, every moment in my life, and as far as I'm concerned, everybody's life builds them to the person that they are today,
mm,
whether for good or for bad. But either way, there's always a little bit of goodness in each moment. So I help people see that in themselves and obviously using human design. And then I've got a course that I just released quite recently that goes through the kind of generic questions that I go through in the coaching,
mhm,
and it goes through just a self-guided day by day questionnaire to get them through all the way to the depths, and then from there they're able to heal those and then set the foundation for how they want to show up in the future, not just for themselves, but also in future relationships as well.
mhm,
And
mm,
I'm very, very, very proud of that one. It's a 99-day course, so you dive deep, but it gets people ready for who for who I believe they truly are, no matter what the outside circumstances are.
mm.
So
Yeah.
a lot of talk that happens in my coaching, and less so on the energetic side or other kind of modalities.
That's so cool. Yeah. So why relationships? Is it relationship with the self? with others? What type of relationship do you focus on?
I focus on two main relationships. First is the relationship with oneself. So the mindset, how do you see yourself in the mirror,
I don't.
You don't know. Well, really?
I think most of us struggle with that, facing the mirror and the truth. It's very painful and frightening.
Oh, but I mean, everyone talks to themselves in some kind of way, right?
Oh, we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe not like looking straight at what's going on in one's life, but even just those subconscious conversations that one has. One thing for myself is, which I know that a lot of men have, is, well, I'm not enough. I need to do more and I need to be more. And even in this conversation, I said, oh, well, hope that was enough. And they're not commenting on the, crossing over and seeing that light, right?
Mm,
Even for me, it shows up very, very often.
yeah.
So I help people see what's going on subconsciously in their relationship with themselves,
Mhm.
and then the second kind of relationship is the intimate relationships that one would have with partner, so wife, husband, or whatever. But
Mhm.
those two main relationships are really where one can have the most amount of growth possible.
Mhm.
And that's once those two are healed, usually other relationships start to naturally heal themselves as well.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you for sharing.
yeah,
So
you're
as we
welcome.
wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Mm, yes. I'd love to have anybody connect with me. My website is ospreyguide.com. Um, come in, say hi, and connect in through there. Check out the new relationship preparation course, which I just talked about, that 99-day course. For anybody listening, and specifically for anybody here, if you want to have the course, there's 10% off or 20% off for anybody. So Unleash 20 is the discount code for 20% off for the first 20 people that sign up for any course that I've got available. And then Unleash 10 is 10% off for the next 100 people that want to participate in any program that I have available.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
One
you're
last
welcome.
question for you, as we
Yes.
wrap up. What is the meaning of life for you?
The meaning of life to me is to find that true essence, the individual that I was born with when I came out of my mother's womb, and that got buried in all of these different layers of crap.
Hmm.
And my meaning, my destination is to get back to that source, back to that innocence, and by the time I die.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You're right. It gets buried and washed and takes a very long time to find the self again. So I love that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you for
Mm,
sharing your story. Thank you for connecting not only with me, but with my audience and for who you are, what you do, and how you do it. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. I really appreciate being here.
You're welcome.